Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
Why is that?
I think he's a good guy. I mean, compared to all of the past presidents that we've really had in the last, 8 years, or sorry, 12 years, I think he's the best one out of all of them.
And why is that?
He has great personality. I think he is visually a lot stronger, and somebody who's shows dominance in as a chief of our country.
Really? You think he's are you really gonna die on that hill, man? I don't think you want to die on that
I,
hill.
I'm not really. I'm just saying, I mean, what better things did Kamala have
Wait,
besides,
Kamala, hold up. Don't pivot off that. I'm asking you, do you want to die on the hill that Donald Trump is like some physical specimen that people are scared of?
no, I'm just saying that I think that he has a lot of, you know, enthusiasm for this country. I think he
No,
really
but
does
what were you
support
saying? You said
America.
something about physical. Like, do you still believe that or not anymore?
What do you mean physical?
You said he was like physically dominant, right?
Not physically. Obviously, the guy's freaking old, over 80 years old, so he can't really be physically dominant. But his words, his presence, I think that it's very strong. You don't have to be physically, fit or physically active in order to be showing, a dominant presence. So
What do you mean
I
by
think
quote
that he
unquote
has,
dominant presence? What does that mean?
like, he doesn't let things slide. Like he actually he puts his foot he
Can
puts
you
his
give me an
foot down on
example?
things. He doesn't. For example, he told he sat down with North Korea's dictator Kim Jong Un.
Did we get anything from that?
Well, I mean, it just shows that he's a strong leader and that he'll do
No,
anything
it
for our
doesn't.
country. He's trying to make peace.
If he didn't get anything from it, how does that show he's a strong leader?
I mean, I think that we did get some type of deal with North Korea or whatever. Not like an actual deal, but like
We
showing
didn't get
that
anything.
President Trump, huh?
We didn't get anything.
I don't know. I think that it's a good look for us
In what way?
in every way. What other? I mean, it just looks good. I mean, him standing up on in North Korea, stepping foot in there, the first president to ever do that. That takes a lot of
But
guts.
if we
And
got nothing from it, what does that get? What do you get? And like,
I'm just
what is that?
I'm kind of
Are you
pivoting
saying like
towards.
it increases public confidence in Trump? What are you saying it
Well, I'm
benefits
not. I'm
Trump's
not saying
image
public. I'm just
for?
saying it kind of shows that he's a president that cares for our country, and he's trying to make amends with everybody, and he's trying to do good things for this country. Like
Yeah.
that's
So be
that's
specific
my
with
whole
what you
entire
think he's
point is
trying to
that
do
he is
that's
a
good
strong
for the
person.
country. Be specific.
What I'm trying to say is that he's like when I'm pointing towards the fact that he like when I was saying that he's a strong person, as in like he shows dominance. Those are the moves that he makes that shows his dominance in this country.
Okay. I'm
And
waiting. I'm
honestly,
waiting. What moves? What moves specifically?
I'm saying sitting down with our enemies. I mean, he's doing things that
I
other
know, but like if we
presidents.
don't get anything from sitting down with our enemies, what does it benefit?
I mean, he doesn't have anything to benefit to be in office right now, and he still does it. And I think that he genuinely wants to help America's economy and help America become really strong.
Was that like supposed to be a pivot from you answering the
It's not.
question?
It's not.
What do we
No,
get
it's not a
from these
pivot.
altercations that he has with our enemies if it is the case that we don't get anything?
I
Well,
mean,
nothing. You
potential
don't get
deal.
shit. He got jack shit. There's nothing that he got
I
from
mean,
this. Name
when you're
one
in
thing that
business, when you're in
name one
business,
thing that we
when you're in,
benefit from as a society from that.
okay, when you're in business, I mean, you try to make every single deal, and sometimes you land some, sometimes you don't. I mean, even if it didn't bring anything, it's still he still had the opportunity to do it, and he took it, which is that shows that
So
he's a
if
president
I
that
took a
values.
shot and airballed it, would you be like, at least he took the shot? What?
I mean, it's kind of
It
like
doesn't change
saying
anything. It doesn't change
you're
anything.
when you did your social media. I mean, you've debated some people before, and you've been on that one Jubilee show or whatever it is, and you took shots. I mean, without you taking those opportunities, you wouldn't be a known as Parker. Dean wouldn't be known as Dean. You guys took those
But
shots.
I
So
hit my shots, kid. I hit my shots.
I mean, so I don't know if you hit all of them. I mean,
I hit
you
all
missed.
my shots, kid. I hit all my shots. You need
You
to hit
think
your
you've won
shots, kid.
every
You need to
single
hit your
debate?
shots. Hit your shots.
Well, have you won every single debate you've taken, or?
Dude, there's not a single one that you can point to that I've lost.
Hmm. Well, I think that back to my argument of him being, a good person, and I think that he's somebody who cares about this country, other than other people who care about more of money and trying to get in it for their self interest. I mean, a lot of our government is corrupt at the end of the day. They're all owned and paid for, so every single person in there goes in there.
Wait, you said
Um,
everyone in the government is corrupt and paid for. Do you agree that Trump is corrupt and paid for?
no, because he can't be paid for because he's a
So he's not in the
multi-billionaire.
government? Wait, so Trump isn't in the government?
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people in the government. You're taking my words and you're saying, "Oh, Trump." I
Okay,
just
so a
told you I'm
lot of
not
people. So
Trump.
how do you identify that those people are corrupt in the government?
I mean, when they're making like 20 times their salary, when their net worths are going up like crazy, when they're not really,
Same thing with Trump. Half of his net worth is True Social. He dropped a meme coin.
well, True Social is just one of his business adventures. I mean, a meme coin. What he
Because he
didn't
got
make that?
banned from Twitter because he tried to undermine the election. He sent
No, it's
falsely to
because
electors to electoral
Twitter
college cast Trump
wasn't
votes with to
Twitter
win and try to
accused
steal
of
the election while also
wasn't
inciting a violent insurrection at the Capitol.
That's not true because Twitter actually had like censorship on a bunch of stuff that they weren't supposed to be censoring, and they were pushing
What do you
false
mean? Wait,
information during COVID.
they legally as a business can absolutely censor whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, but they were getting paid to censor. I mean, those things are like completely wrong. I mean, do you believe that we should all be censored, even if like
Wait,
you're
I
saying
just
the
think that
truth?
I think businesses have the right to make that type of determination. I don't think that they should be nationally owned. Like I don't think that there should be the government nationally owns all social media and then implements free speech everywhere. I think that would be ridiculous.
I mean, I think that I get an extent to free speech. I know, like you're talking about like how people, PDF files and all that kind
Well,
of stuff, post some weird stuff like that stuff should be censored. But I mean, certain things I don't think should be censored. I think that, I think that things that when you say it, you should be able to say it. I
okay,
mean, just how Truth
you can
Social works.
think that and you can think that, but to say that there should be the law, the legal body of the government to enforce what a business can or cannot have on their platform, isn't that anti-free speech?
No, because you're
That's
you're a
no,
multi.
that's totally
No, because
anti-free
it's a
speech. You're
monopoly.
not. Wait, wait.
There's a
What is?
monopoly law. Hold on, there's a monopoly law, and there's actual media laws that push against
So wait, hold
discrimination.
up. So people can go inside businesses and say whatever they want, right? Free speech.
Well, they can't just say they can't make like certain things. They can't do certain things that are really bad inside of
Is
businesses.
there any justified reason for a business owner to kick out someone who is specifically trying to be a customer?
Well, if that business is open to everybody, there is limitations on what they're allowed to do. Like you can't
If
you
can
can't
like
discriminate.
for example, let's say
Discriminate.
a customer come in or comes into the comes into the business and
Hmm.
makes a misogynistic claim towards the significant other of the business owner, right?
Okay.
Right. In that circumstance, would you say that that would be justified reason to kick the person who made the misogynistic claim out of the business?
I guess it's their business, but I mean, I think
Is it
also
justified
that
for
if
the
that
business
business,
owner to do that?
well, it's also kind of saying if that business owner is basically selling fraudulent items, counterfeit items, I mean, there should be regulations around that. There's still
What?
regulations around what.
I'm what the just happened?
What do you, bro?
What
What do you
just
mean? What
happened?
happened?
What
That
just
makes it. That's
happened?
a perfect
What
claim.
just
That's a perfect
what
claim.
just happened?
I'm putting that in reference to the fact that Twitter was censorshiping, like censorizing, or they were putting they were censoring the stuff that shouldn't be censored. Like it just didn't make any sense for them to do that. They were banning accounts that were mostly towards
What did I
the
just say?
towards the
What did I
red
just
side.
say? What was the last thing I said?
You were talking about if somebody goes inside and makes a misogynistic claim inside of a business, should they be able to be kicked out?
So what's the answer to that question?
I mean, I guess so. If you're inside of a business, inside of a like a place
Yeah,
of
yeah,
business,
that's what social media is. because they're
It's
owned by
not, because
businesses. Yes, it is.
social media is also very, very heavily regulated too. So you can't just do certain things on social media the way that you think. Like you can't in inside of a business. I think this is a better way to explain it, or a better analogy, is that if you go in a business and you're, let's say, a an African American who enters a business, okay? A business can't kick you out because you're African American. They can't be discriminative against you, or just because you have purple hair and you go inside of a business, they can't kick you out because you have purple hair. I think that's more of a better reference towards it.
Yeah, so sure, there's some like oversight from the regulatory notion of the government, but that doesn't mean it should be that you should be limited from specifically in general context, being able to limit, like, say, for example, the president from being on your platform for inciting a fucking violent insurrection at the Capitol. I think that's a pretty fair reason to kick someone off the platform, and you can say that you disagree with people specifically who are banned, whatever, on Twitter. Can you name a single person that you disagree with getting banned?
On on Twitter,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that anybody should be banned unless they're doing certain things that are, very, very,
Do
obviously
you
wrong.
think get banned?
I mean, I don't like them. I think that they're terrible people, but I am
You cut out.
said that I think that I don't like. I think that they're terrible people, but I also think that that's some freedom of speech that's protected by the government
It's
almost.
not freedom of
You're
speech
not
because it is
talking
the case that it's in the context of a private business.
like, what do you mean by not,
Like,
like, are you
for
saying like
example, if you're in a
they're
business,
pushing
no,
out
no,
hate?
let me give you an example. If you're in a business, you're selling food,
Okay.
and some comes into the door with a with his paraphernalia, right? Would you kick them
Okay.
out?
Like it just had like a
What do you mean? Just how? Would you kick them out?
like are you talking about them having like a like wearing a on them?
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of profiling them at that point, because Indians use as something that keeps bad away for them, actually, and it could be meaning for something different. So at that point, you're kind of profiling somebody, thinking that they're spreading something that really isn't. You don't know 100% if they're spreading it.
Do I need to clarify even further? Okay, apparently I need to
No,
clarify even
I'm just
further.
saying, if you
They
okay, hold on.
also
If you were
they
sure,
all
I think you should say this. I
hey,
think you
hey,
should say this.
hey, hey. They
Go
also
ahead.
indicate that they're. Will you now answer the question? Why are you so annoying? You're so dense for no reason. Like, answer the question, dude.
Dang, dude. Okay, sure. Yeah, I guess I would kick them out because I don't want in my store.
Okay, obvious, right? So you agree with
Okay.
private businesses being able to limit being on their platform, right? So you think that there is genuine context where limiting certain speech from a private business perspective is justified, right?
Okay, yeah, private businesses. Yeah.
Okay, that's all. That's it. So like that's exactly what we're talking about here. So then, in what circumstances do you think that legally they should be enforced to keep up specifically those types of the messaging, right? Because or
Well,
what circumstances
well,
were
he
they
wasn't a
banning
Nazi
people where you
though.
think it was not right?
He wasn't doing. And they were actually paid, and there was proof that they were paid to be spreading misinformation.
Who?
Twitter was paid to spread misinformation and censor certain things on the internet. I mean, that they were paid to
What?
do
By
that. That
who?
should be illegal. Huh?
By who?
Mark Zuckerberg.
When did he do that?
Are you looking it up? It was like all over the internet when he did it.
You think Mark Zuckerberg paid Twitter to censor stuff on Twitter?
I think so, yeah. And I remember seeing something around that
Would you
where
like to provide a
somebody
source for
paid.
this one?
Well, I don't have like I would have to leave the live and try to find the source,
You can
but
just swipe
I
out and
can't
go
I
look for
can't
the
retrieve
source. I'll
it.
give you time.
I don't really want to swipe out of this because I don't know how my phone acts.
Well, you have. There's no
And then,
source for that. That didn't happen.
well, you can look it up. That Twitter was getting paid by somebody. All right, you can look it up, and it is true. Twitter was getting paid, and they were censoring things that weren't supposed to be censored. and they were spreading misinformation as well.
Okay, you're just saying you disagree with people being censored on their platform. Isn't that true for practically every social media platform?
Well, they're getting censored, yeah, but not every
Wait, no,
single
no. Do you
social
agree?
media platform is
Do
going
you
to.
think do you think that some people get banned without reason? Like for example, I get banned on TikTok all the time without reason. Do you think that was unjustified?
Well, TikTok's algorithm is just people spam report you, and that's what happens. People get banned because of that. And then what happens is that it's
So then that's no
human.
different.
Hold on, a human reviews it and says, okay, hey,
They actually
Parker didn't
don't.
do anything wrong.
They actually don't.
Yeah, they
It's
do.
literally
I've
AI.
I've had it multiple times, dude. I've literally had it multiple times
I
where
promise you, that's not a
I
human. That's not a human.
okay, so the person that I email, the actual representative that I get assigned to from TikTok, that I email to keep my account in place, is that person not a human? Like, I mean, there's people
I
that
was
I don't
talking
know.
about the
You have
appeal system through the app.
okay through the app. Okay, that's different. I mean, those are like when you're going through the app, that is AI. But if you don't you have like a representative or somebody that you speak to about
No,
your TikTok account? Oh well, you should definitely get in contact with one if you're doing this kind of content and you're
if
getting
I
banned.
could, I would. Genuinely, I've been doing this for years, and I've never had a TikTok rep. They don't offer me one. They don't give me the ability to get access to it.
If I can send you the email to get in touch with one, it's very simple.
Okay, so then you're talking about just like random emails that you get where you can possibly try
Well,
to like do
okay, that's
support
okay,
emails.
okay. Back. Let's get back to topic really quick. You're referencing TikTok's AI. Okay, we all know that Twitter did not have the AI to do that. They were manually reviewing these things and
Just go
manually
ahead. Give me the
pushing
reason why you support
misinformation.
Donald Trump. I don't want to talk about social media anymore. This is ridiculous.
Okay, all right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I think that he's a great guy. I already told you. I think he's an amazing leader, and I think that he definitely has potential to, bring this country, to what it needs to be. And I see you guys always debating about how he had allegations against him about him doing some stuff to somebody and all that kind of stuff. But like even those things, they like I don't know why you guys use that to be against him when none of those things can be 100% proven.
Wait, I'm
Like
sorry.
the only witness.
Wait, I'm sorry. Do you not accept things unless they're 100% proven?
No, it's not even that. I do 100% accept things that aren't
So
100%
then I have a
proven, but I
question.
mean,
If Donald Trump was held civilly liable, unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people for four, would you still vote for him?
well, if the woman came out like 20 years, 30 years after and doesn't remember the exact month that it happened in, then sure. And the only witness is a friend of hers that she went to after the fact that it happened. I mean,
You got none of these conditions right. You don't even know what you're talking about.
no, that is the condition. That's exactly what
No.
happened. A jury found him guilty. Okay, a jury found him guilty, but
So
he
so I just
wasn't
want
obviously.
So I just want to let you know,
Go ahead.
you don't even know what you're referencing. In terms of not knowing specifically a month, right? There are plenty of victims that don't remember the specific month, that don't remember the specific year, right? Don't remember when it was, and yet they were still. That's not a reason to believe that they weren't. For many individuals, their trauma blocks that information out in terms of their memory. So the idea that you have to dispute that it happened to them because it is the case that they don't remember a minute detail like that is nuts. When Donald Trump lied about the set of circumstances that happened, right? He
Okay,
literally
so
lied.
so now
He
this is
said
my
that they
point.
never.
Okay,
He said
I'm
that they.
not saying that. This is let me clear up myself a little bit really quick. Okay, if Donald Trump, okay, was if somebody was running for president, okay, and out of nowhere somebody comes in 30 years later during an election and makes a claim against you, like, is it gonna? Do you think that claim is really true? I mean, be honest. Like, do you think that actually happened? If something had, like, why wouldn't they come out, like, even for his last election, or even before that? Like, why didn't they come out before? It just doesn't make any sense, honestly. Like, I get some victims don't ever show their faces or ever say anything, but I mean, if you're like, usually if they don't come out after a certain amount of years, they just never do. So how can we 100% say that her memory was good enough to even recognize the fact that it was Trump who did it? Like, I mean, there's no other proof besides her saying it, and the witness who was her witness was a friend of hers that she told after it happened.
There were multiple of
I
her
mean,
friends that she told after it happened. There were other
okay,
victims
okay,
that.
yeah, multiple.
Can I speak without you cutting me off?
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
There were other victims that came out and talked about their experiences getting by Donald Trump, right? There was a dress with DNA on it where Donald Trump had multiple years to give up his DNA to prove that he wasn't at the scene of the crime, but he chose not to give up his DNA because it would have incriminated him if he did so. Okay, we can point to plenty of other things. You didn't look at the case. Do you know what the victim's name was?
I don't remember her name.
You don't even know her name.
I think it
You don't
started
even
with a
know E.
J or
Jean
something.
Carroll's name. You don't know E. Jean Carroll's name yet. You're going to sit here and say that it didn't happen to her?